Good evening. Welcome to BCTV. My name is Erica Hesselson, and I am your host for the Greater Reading Young Professionals Emerge. This is a show to discuss Greater Reading Young Professionals, and the mission of this organization is to attract and retain young professionals, as well as to create programs to enhance community involvement. Greater Reading Young Professionals has been around for several years, and we've done amazing projects in the community, and I have with me some wonderful guests today to talk about upcoming events as well as past endeavors and projects that are in the works. My name is Erica Hesselson, and I'm the host today. I am the Executive Director at Friend Incorporated, located in Kutztown. We are a small nonprofit, but we are mighty, and we work with rural families and individuals to promote self-sufficiency through many different social programs. And I've been involved with GRIP personally as a member over the years, probably around 3 years, I would say, and I've gone to different events and volunteered, and I love Gigi. That's my favorite so far. And today I have with me Erin Kostenbader. She is the marketing coordinator for Berks Economics Partnership and also a member of the Greater Reading Young Professionals Board and Executive Committee. She is also the chair of Community Advancement, and that is the topic today, community advancement.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here today.
Yes.
And we also have Maria Stamey. She's the customer service coordinator, did I get that right, at Susie Ray Design. She's a member of the Community Advancement Committee as well. So welcome, Maria. Thank you very much. So I want to get an idea of who you girls are and what you do for the community, as well as, of course, you're involved with Greater Reading Young Professionals. So, Erin, can you tell me about the Community Advancement Committee, what it is, and what you do?
Sure. I came onto the Greater Reading Young Professionals Board around a little over 8 months ago, and I've been involved for probably 2 years. Maria serves with me on the Community Advancement Committee, and she has worked on Costumes on the Corridor for a couple of years now, I think since its beginning, 3 years ago. But what the Community Advancement Committee does is we serve as a resource for GRIP members to get involved in the community. We do community outreach, which means volunteer opportunities. We do annual events in the community, and we also try to connect our members with other volunteer opportunities that we may not organize for them. So that committee is comprised of 3 different subcommittees, and Maria's on the Costumes on the Corridor subcommittee. There's a community engagement subcommittee and the community fair. So I guess we're going to talk about some of those specific events and activities tonight.
Well, that was my next question, actually. I was just wondering if you could tell me some more about the community events that your committee, this is sort of a tongue twister, the community events that your committee plans. So either one of you can go first, but whatever event that you first want to talk about.
Well, right now we're planning Costumes on the Corridor, which is going to take place October 27th, which is a Thursday night. This is the 3rd year that we're holding this event. It's a lot of fun. I think last year we had over 600 people show up.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and it just gets bigger and bigger every year.
Now, are those 600 kids or total families?
I think it's kids because that's who we were checking in. We're not doing a registry this year, but we counted over 600 kids last year. And it's a lot of fun for the kids. It's a safe trick-or-treating event.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun for their parents, too. It creates a buzz for the businesses along Penn Corridor. And it's fun for the GRIP volunteers as well. So it's a lot of fun to plan. It's a lot of fun to be at. We have trick-or-treating. We have tent activities like crafts, and of course all the snacks and treats that they can collect along the Penn Corridor. It's a lot of fun, and like I said, it's just growing every year.
So the kids basically walk down the Penn Corridor. I think that's one of the things we'll go back to, describing the Penn Corridor, but they go to business from door to door and get prizes and trick-or-treat, and they're wearing all costumes.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great.
They have great costumes, too. There's always a few that really stick out every year. We also do involve downtown Reading as well, so it's a large spread.
So it goes from Penn Avenue to Penn Street, then?
We have 2 locations. We have 2 tent areas that we set up, so if everyone can't make it to downtown Reading, or if everyone from downtown Reading can't make it up, it's equally dispersed and spread out. So it's a lot of fun. Almost every business gets involved, and it's a lot of fun.
That's great. That's great.
I always like to say that this is one of our easy events to plan because it is so much fun.
Yep.
And it's easy to get businesses to participate. It's easy to get kids, parents interested to bring their kids out. So it's a fun event, and that makes it much easier to plan.
Right.
And because we have such great community buy-in from businesses and parents, it's just a great event to put on for the community.
Now, I think that you had mentioned that it was a free event to the public.
Yep, it's completely free. Just bring your best costume.
Is there a contest or anything?
We don't have a contest.
That's a lot of work, I can imagine.
But the event does go from 5 to 8 p.m., so that just gives the kids plenty of time to hit up there's, as you know, tons of businesses in the area, and everyone gets involved. One of the businesses last year had like a marshmallow dipping activity for the kids to do. So the kids are definitely occupied with a lot of the activities that are going on either at our tents or at the store or at the businesses. But a costume contest is definitely something that we could do in the future.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Not to add more work to your
we
don't mind.
So tell me again exactly when that is and just a recap of the event real quick.
It's October 27th. It's the Thursday before Halloween from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. and it's along the Penn Corridor and downtown Reading. So again, we'll have 2 tents set up and you can choose whatever location you'd like to trick or treat at.
Well, if you're just joining in, I wanted to just remind you this is the Greater Reading Young Professionals Emerge show, and today I have with me Erin and Marie, and we are talking about the advancement committee as well as getting involved with different community activities, and as well as just talking about GRIP in general. All of us are members, and if you have any interest in joining GRIP, we'll talk about that at the end, I'm sure, too. We'll give us some information about that next. So, Erin, if you could just give me some information about other events that your committee is planning.
Sure. The other annual event that we plan is the community fair, although we're not necessarily calling that anymore. It's called Destination Greater Reading, and it's an event for the entire community. Again, it's a free event. It is featuring different quality of life assets that this community has to offer. And we do that in partnership with Leadership Berks. And it will be this year, Thursday, November 3rd, so 1 week after Costumes on the Corridor, from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Goggle Works. Our target audience is, obviously young professionals, but it's also really we're trying to reach out to college students who are the upcoming young professionals who we want to stay in this area and find a job and live here and, put their roots down. So the aim of this event is to showcase all of these great things we have in our community, dining, recreation, food, I already said that.
There are so many wonderful things.
Shopping, just a whole variety of things, health and wellness, all of these kinds of things. And so I think it's going to be a great event. It was last year at VF, and we had over 400 people come. So
oh my gosh.
And I think this partnership with Leadership Berks has definitely helped in getting our numbers out. It's broadening our reach and our network.
How long have they been doing this event?
Again, it's going into its 3rd year, and this is our 2nd year partnering with Leadership Berks.
Great.
So there's a lot of strong nonprofit base there also.
Yeah. Really quickly, are both of you from the area originally?
I am. I'm from Reading. I grew up in the Sinking Spring area. I live in Exeter now, so I haven't gone far.
I am too. I grew up in the city, and I continue to live in the Center Park area. So it's been the young professional group. And I'm sure Maria can speak to this, has really helped me get reintegrated into the community and meet people that I may not have met otherwise that are in different professions, different groups. And it's been a really great way to meet new people and continue to stay engaged in the community.
I have to say, being a transplant from the area, one of the things that I just love about Reading and talking to people in the area is the amount of people that stay. It's amazing to me. They're born and raised here, and they're dedicated to believing in the community, uplifting it, and spreading the positive word about the area. And I think that there are so many, like you had said earlier, there are so many great things about Reading, the dining, the accessibility to different cities in the area, as well as the affordability. That's a huge factor, I know, for young professionals. Moving here is, I think, a great option only because of compared to Philadelphia or compared to other cities that can offer similar things like the dining and recreation. It just seems like we have a niche with the affordability, that's for sure.
Sounds like a good plug for where I work, because quality of life is so important to so many more organizations than just the Greater Young Professionals. It's really an economic development driver ultimately, and that's really important to this entire community.
Well, do you want to talk a little bit about what you do?
Not necessarily, but our well, I can briefly. I mean,
Sure.
Berks Economic Partnership aims to attract and retain business in this area. So the similarities of our missions are very obvious when it's to attract and retain young professionals in this community. And so we've realized that at BEP that GRIP is very important and a very important partner, and we treat it as such. So
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So I know you had mentioned volunteer opportunities for the community to get involved with the Greater Reading Young Professional Group. Tell me a little bit more about the opportunities that the organization provides to the community and what you're working on currently.
Well, this has become, I think, a more formalized initiative over the past couple of months, where a committee has finally been formed, and we've kind of laid out a plan for the rest of this year and into 2012. Young professionals have become quite a popular group. People want us to be on their boards or to volunteer for them. So we've had to come up with a way of how can we still engage our members in volunteer opportunities, but also become partners with all these organizations that are so willing to partner with us. So this committee does that. According to our GRIP survey that's done annually, over 70% of our members are willing to give their time, which is a really great number. Yeah, that's awesome. So it's important that we're, as an organization, providing these avenues and opportunities, and also they're very interested in volunteering with something that has to do with children or directly with children. So we did the Gilmore Henny event, and a lot of people were involved in that, through their own organizations that they work for. But we partnered with them on the Rally for Recreation. And the other event that we recently did was with Habitat for Humanity, where we did a house build, and that was in July. So that was a really great turnout for that, and we're going to continue to do group events such as a Habitat for Humanity or Gilmore Henny, where it's a group of us getting together and volunteering for a day. Giving, your day, a Saturday, is easy to do. And I know we're working on getting volunteers for Costumes on the Corridor. And
Yep. We are looking for volunteers to help set up and break down, volunteers for our activity tents. Again, we'll be having crafts and activities going on. Business assistants, sometimes the businesses on the corridor will need somebody to help hand out the candy or the treats, and block roamers. Someone to just roam the block, make sure everyone's having a good time, and then it's a safe time, because we really want to stress that this is a safe and fun activity for the kids. We want them to come back next year too. So anyone who's interested in volunteering can get a hold of us very easily.
Yeah, the email for GRIP volunteers is costumesonthecorridor@gmail.com. It's kind of lengthy, but it's
easy to remember.
Yeah. Right.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to just take a quick break. Right now you are watching Greater Reading Young Professionals Emerge, and we will be right back. Thank you for joining us.
You're watching Greater Reading Young Professionals Emerge on bctv.org. Be informed. Be involved. Be a member. For membership information, go to www.bctv.org/support/membership. For more information and other related stories, go to www.bctv.org. Program underwriting is a valuable source of revenue for bctv.org and a way for you and your business to get exposure in the community. To learn how you can support a bctv.org program, go to www.bctv.org.
Welcome back. My name is Erica Hesselson. I am your host for Greater Reading Young Professionals Emerge, and today I have with me Erin and Maria, and we are talking about Greater Reading Young Professionals and the Advancement Committee. Mm-hmm. We were just talking about, before the break, different ways that you can easily get involved. Community Engagement Committee has different opportunities for volunteers throughout 2011, as well as a lot of scheduled events coming up for 2012. And just as a side note, as a director of Friend, I know how much nonprofits rely on volunteers, and something to maybe discuss at a later date in more detail is the wonderful reward that I see young professionals getting out of giving back. Briefly, Greater Reading Young Professionals has collected Christmas gifts for our program, Christmas Cheer, at Friend Incorporated, and you know, it's fun to go shopping for Christmas gifts for kids, and it's sort of an easy way to get involved and to see, you know, just different members really getting excited and putting their gift baskets together and describing the gifts that they bought for their the children on their list. It was just really rewarding for me, and I know that they felt really good with giving back. So I just want to commend the committee on really getting the word out about the group, of course, but having all these different opportunities to get involved, because it's important to have choice, I believe.
Yeah, and I really want to say thank you to all of the GRIP members that give their time, and like Maria, that are on our committee and give their time. We're all volunteers, and I think that, you know, what GRIP is doing is a great thing, and it really, the thanks goes to the volunteers that are GRIP members giving all of their time. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So we have about 10 minutes left before we have to wrap up our show, and I just wanted to see if, Maria, you can talk more about the upcoming need for volunteers and the specific tasks. Again, just real quick about what you need for Costumes on the Corridor.
Again, Costumes on the Corridor will be held on October 27th. It's a Thursday night. It's a lot of fun. The kids really get excited. They get dressed up, and they're excited to show off their costumes. It's great for parents, too, to come out. So there's a lot of people. So it's a great place to meet people as well. So I think the volunteers get a lot out of it, not only by meeting other people, but they see that what they're doing is really appreciated by the kids and by the community, and the businesses on Penn Corridor. The businesses, again, sometimes they may need help. They don't have enough staff to just simply hand out the candy, and that's always, I mean, that's such an easy gig, and it's a lot of fun. You get to see everyone. Bring a couple of your friends along to volunteer with you, and it's a good time. We will need people to help set up and tear down at the end of the night. It's always fun to kind of talk about the costumes that we saw at the end of the night when we're tearing down. We also need activity volunteers. We have some activities at the tents that go on. When the kids arrive, they may not want to go off right away. We'll have cookie decorating. We may have like temporary tattoos and other crafts going on, so we'll need people to help the children there, and block roomers just to make sure everything's safe and sound along the corridor in downtown Reading. And that's about it. It's a good time for everyone involved. It creates a buzz for the businesses. Parents get to come out, and it's not sitting in your car waiting for your kids to run house to house. They get to walk, and they get to check out the shops too. So it's a lot of fun. Volunteers get to meet a lot of people. So hopefully we'll get.
You said last year there were about 600 people that came?
Yes.
That's
it
amazing.
grows every year. It grows every year, and it's funny how the first year was a great success, and we couldn't wait to plan it the second year, and the second year was an even better success, over 600 kids, and we're seeing how many more people are really responsive and really they want to come. They're waiting for us to say, hey, this is the date. This is when Costumes on the Corridor is again, and a lot of people show up, and more and more schools want to be a part of it as well. So it's a great thing that the Community Advancement Committee puts together. It's so much fun, and we look forward to it every year. And it really is an easy event to put together. Great. It's not hard. Kids, these kids the littlest things that make them, happy, and they have a great time. So
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That sounds great. 600 kids in 2
Yeah.
years. It's pretty incredible that that's an accomplishment. So you had mentioned earlier that the engagement committee has participated with Gilmore Henny, Habitat for Humanity. Are they doing other events scheduled for 2012?
Yeah, I think for the rest of this year, we're going to work on getting volunteers for Costumes on the Corridor. We are planning on preparing a meal at an undetermined soup kitchen or shelter. And we also would love to do another holiday-related give back where any member can bring a gift or bring a book, whatever we decide. And hopefully we can chat about doing something with Friends Incorporated, because that's a great program, and I think that people like that because that's easy. You can just go to the store and get something, and you're helping a kid in a way you can't necessarily understand until you're doing it.
It's really amazing to me how many children out there in our local community would not otherwise celebrate Christmas. And, it brings the families together. It brings the volunteers together. We have our huge pantry night in December, as well as every other month, but it is a wonderful opportunity, and we were just so blessed for the past 2 years to have the GRIP involved with that. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that again this year. And like I said, I think for 2012 we're going to continue to do large group events, and we're starting to work on a system for taking incoming individual volunteer opportunities where maybe the Reading Public Library only needs one volunteer or just a couple volunteers at a time rather than a large group of us. So it's exciting that GRIP is growing and moving forward, and processes are starting to be developed, and our events are on their third years, and that people are starting to notice and know that these are annual events that they can count on every year.
And I think the name is now recognizable. It seems like there are young professional groups all over the country. Is that this is a national group?
We're not necessarily connected to a national group, but I know if you look at other cities in this state, like Harrisburg, the Lehigh Valley, Philadelphia, they all have young professional groups doing very similar things. Some larger, some smaller, but I think very similar missions.
Right. And again, I know I had mentioned it earlier, but do you want to reiterate what the mission of Greater Reading Young Professionals is?
Sure. The mission of the Greater Reading Young Professionals is to attract and retain this demographic of young professionals in the Greater Reading community. And ultimately, this organization exists to not only connect young professionals together, but also we're finding that we also exist to give back to this community in ways that maybe weren't even imagined when this group was initiated in the early 2000s. So
I know that with my brief involvement over the past couple years, just the networking opportunities that the events have offered to me have been immeasurable. And whether it's talking about somebody who had been involved with the community on a different level, or talking to restaurant owners at Gigi, or talking to the coordinators of different events through GRIP. It's been incredible as far as meeting friends and just getting involved and having fun. And I also know that people that move to new areas have a hard time finding friends and building relationships. And I think that having a group that you can connect with on a professional level, as well as a way to give back that's an organized kind of group project, it's very easy to get involved.
It really is.
That said, maybe you can tell us a little bit more, or tell the audience a little bit more how to get involved, and if they want to volunteer for the different organization committee groups that you had mentioned and the different projects, how they would go about doing that.
Well, I can talk about that. I think GRIP's greatest resource is the ability to look at our website. You can join on our website through PayPal. It's $35 for the year. And that membership includes a variety of different discounts around the community, but it also provides an invaluable resource to be able to meet new people and get engaged on a even higher level if you want to join a committee, similar to what Maria and many other committee members have done. It really kind of takes your knowledge and engagement even at a higher level because you're giving back to the organization and the community, and you're getting to know people a little bit more because you're going to committee meetings, you're planning events together.
And you know what I love about GRIP too is I've been a member for about 3 years, and you're inspired by others. I join one group and you meet other people that spend even more time volunteering and getting involved, and it really inspires you. And before I got involved with GRIP, I didn't even know that there were so many events going on where you could volunteer and spend your time. And I get so many people now because I'll talk about Costumes on the Corridor and volunteering, and I get so many more people that are like, let me know, how can I volunteer, how can I get involved? So, and I definitely met a new group of friends that is a good group of friends, and they have good intentions, and I think that's really valuable.
Yeah, definitely.
That's great. Well, I know that I'm really excited to be part of the group, and just to recap, we have Costumes on the Corridor coming up on October 27th. That's a Halloween gig, and it's from 5 to 8 p.m. On the Penn Corridor, and there are different events and great activities for young kids, and last year there were over 600 people, so we're really excited to get some more folks out this year. And then we also have an event in partnership with Leadership Berks, Destination Greater Reading / Community Fair, Thursday, November 3rd from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Goggleworks. And that's another great organization that's local and special to Reading, and I really am proud of being here for one. Of course, like the restaurants are one of my favorite things to do, but the Goggleworks is pretty awesome. I think we're really lucky to have that in our community. We have about 30 seconds left, girls. If there's anything else, maybe the email one more time if somebody's interested.
Sure. Go ahead. It's costumesonthecorridor@gmail.com, and log on to our website, greaterreadingyp.org, and become a member or come out to an event and get to know what our organization is about. Hope to see you at one of our next upcoming events.
Thank you.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight, and hopefully we'll see the community next month. Thank you.
Thanks,
Erica.